Hello and welcome to Bass Fishing 202. I'm your host, Lance Perticone. Way back in lesson 4, I showed you my braid and leader system. Now, one of the great things about braid is that it lasts a lot longer than monofilament or fluorocarbon line. It can literally last years without it getting weak or developing permanent kinks like mono or fluoro. But make no mistake, exposure to the sun and the elements will eventually cause your braid to go bad. Now, just last week, I broke off a good bass and a perfectly good top toad when I set the hook, not realizing that my braid had gotten rotten. This is the actual line from that sad incident. Believe it or not, that used to be 30-pound test braid. How do you check to see if your braid is rotten? It's easy, just check the knot before you make your first cast. Either give it a sharp yank, or better yet, retie the knot. If your braid has gone bad, it'll snap like I just showed you. So what do you do if you discover your braid has gone bad? If you're on the water, you can strip off the line until you get past the rotten stuff. I had to remove about 25 feet in this instance. I like to use a little less backing and a little more braid than I would for, say, fluoro or mono when I first spool up my reel, just for such an eventuality. Now, the loss of line will reduce your casting distance, but hopefully it'll get you through the day. Once you get home, you can reel off or walk off the braid and add a little more backing to top off your spool. Another good trick is to reverse the braid on your spool to keep the fresh line at the business end. You can walk it off, cut off the knot at the backing, then walk to the other end, retie the braid to the backing, and reel it back on. Voila. Or, if you have a couple of spare bait casting reels around, you can reel off the braid onto spare reel number 1, then reel it onto spare reel number 2, and then retie the braid onto the backing of your primary reel and reel it back on. The fresh line is now at the business end of your spool. Of course, eventually you just have to strip it all off and put fresh line on the reel. Hey, thank you to my daughter Crystal for making this shirt for me for my birthday. And thank you all for spending some time with me in Bass Fishing 202, just a little more advanced than Bass Fishing 101. Thank you for subscribing, be well, and I'll see you all next time.